Hi guys, this is the Innovative Minds tutor, Rich Matt. On today's lesson, we're gonna focus on simultaneous equation. Guys, do subscribe as we are exploring the world of mathematics. Remember, this lesson is intended for high school learners as we will focus on linear and quadratic simultaneous equation. So the first equation here is a linear, and the second one is quadratic equation. So, guys, it is very important that you choose the easiest equation that you will be able to solve. So, if we choose linear, it will be easier for us. It's almost easy to work with linear, unlike the quadratic. So, it's either you can make y the subject or make x the subject of the formula. So if you make y, you will get fractions. So if you know how to work with fraction, you can work with fractions. But I prefer here to choose x as the subject of the formula. So x is equals to 1 minus 2y. So I will name this equation 1, and I will name this equation 2. I'll name this equation 2. Then I will use substitution methods. It's easier to work with substitution methods. So subt equation 1 into equation 2. So it means where there is x, I'll put 1 minus 2y. So it open the bracket, 1 minus 2y squared plus y squared plus 3y. Where there is x, I substitute 1 minus 2y plus y equated to 0. Then now the second step is to work out with the brackets. You can use any algebraic method you want to. I prefer to use what I call square method or Pascal's method. So if I square the first, this becomes 1. If you square the first, becomes 1. Therefore, the power multiplies everything that is inside the bracket. 2 times negative 2y, it becomes negative 4y. Times 1, it becomes negative 4y. Then we square the last, it becomes 4y squared plus y squared plus 3y. As work with this now. 3y multiplies everything that is inside the brackets. 3 times 1, 3y times 1, it becomes 3y. 3y times negative 2y, it becomes negative 6y squared plus y equated to 0. Then now we need to collect the like terms. 4y squared plus y squared. Remember, this is a quadratic equation. There must be it's a second degree equation. Start with the one that is squared, then we're left with the one. The second one will be this, then the constant. So if you say 4y squared plus 4y squared, plus y squared, it becomes 5y squared. 5y squared minus 6y squared, it becomes negative y squared. Right, then let's go to the other second like terms. Negative 4y plus 3y, it becomes negative y. Negative y plus y, it becomes 0. Then we can never include it. So let's take the constant. So it will be 1 minus y squared. 1 minus y squared. What does this reminds you? It reminds you of this thing. We called it difference of two squares. It reminds you of difference of two squares. This is x squared minus y squared. It will be x plus y. If you factorize it, it will be like this: x plus y and x minus y. So this is the difference of two squares. Same thing in here. We are having a difference of what? Two squares. So we will be having 1. If you factorize this difference of two squares, it will be 1 minus y, 1 plus y equated to 0. Then equate everything to 0. 1 minus y is equals to 1 minus y is equals to 0, and or 1 plus y equated to 0, then make y the subject. So it becomes 1 is equals to y is equals to 1, or this becomes negative 1 is equals to y. You see, so we are having the y values here as 1 and negative 1. So we have already solved for y value. Remember, the question was saying solve for x and y. So what is missing? It's x. How do we get x? We use these solutions and substitute them into. We can use these solutions and substitute them in any equation. But for us, for simplicity, let's substitute them into the first equation, then, which is x is equals to 1 minus 2y. So where there is y, we will put 1 there. So we'll be having 1 minus 2 here it becomes negative 1, because negative 2 times 1 is negative 2, and 1 minus 2 is negative 1. Therefore, or we can also substitute negative 1, or it will be 1 minus 2 times negative 1. So here it will be 3. Why are we saying 3? You know. Then if we say negative 2 times negative 1, it's positive 2. Positive 2 plus 1 is 3. Therefore, x is equals to 3, x is equals to negative 1. Guys, do subscribe. We really thank you. This is how you can solve linear and quadratic simultaneous equation. All the best.